All right, what is going on today? Now before I get into today's video, let me introduce myself. My name is Mark, and since I was a little kid, I struggle with my mental health. And recently I started this YouTube channel and podcast basically just to voice, my mental health journey, but also give other people an opportunity to do the same and speak about the struggles and adversities that they've gone through. And be able to give different perspectives to people so that they can learn from that and help that shape them as well. So if you're brand new to this kind of content, then thank you so much for stumbling upon it. All I ask is that you follow along with this journey with me and hear about different perspectives from different individuals. And if you really enjoy this content, then feel free to hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you can follow along with this journey even more. If you have heard this stuff before, thank you so much for following along with this journey and following along with the notion that no matter what someone is dealing with, they are not alone. Because I think that's a really important message to spread. And all I ask for this kind of content is that you refer it to a friend who might be, struggling with some issues right now, has struggled in the past, or just wants to push their life into a better direction. And don't be surprised if you see me sipping from this sweet Mark D. Henny mug that a buddy of mine, Cena, got me recently for my birthday. And his act of giving me this kind of gift is just one example of exactly what I'm going to be talking about today. Today, I wanted to make this quick little video, basically just talking about how to feel good pretty much instantly. Now, a while back, a long time ago, I did a video called How to Feel Happy, the best form of instant gratification. And though I still think what I spoke about in that video still rings true, you can go and check it out if you want, I felt like the title of it was almost misleading, because if you are dealing with something like depression or anxiety or any other mental illness, then feeling happy, especially all the time, is probably unlikely, and it's probably pretty rare for you. Now, I feel like the title of this video is a little bit more accurate, because feeling good is something that can happen momentarily, and it's something that can happen just temporarily. Even if you are having a rough day, you can still make yourself feel good. And that's an impressive thing to do, but it's also an important thing to do as well, because if you are in a negative state of mind or you are dealing with something currently, then most likely being able to make yourself feel good at a moment's notice is going to help you out quite a bit. And those are the steps that you're going to have to take to try and put yourself in a more positive state of mind. It's not the only way, obviously, to heal if you are struggling with something, but this is definitely something that I've used in the past and I still continue to use on a regular basis to pull me out of a funk almost if I'm feeling really rough. So there's many ways to instantly feel good, as I've kind of talked about. And in the video that I did before, I basically just spoke about being able to do something for somebody else just to make them smile. And that still rings true, like I said, but you don't always have to give them gifts or do something for them. You could always just give them your time, because that's super valuable. You can just hang out with them, listen to them, hear what they have to say, or maybe something that they're struggling with or going through. But you can always just give somebody your time. As well, if you have the time to help them out, or if you have maybe an ability or a skill, then that could go a long way. Maybe helping somebody with, their yard work, or maybe just cleaning up their car or vacuuming it out, maybe washing it with them. These are little things that you can do that, just will help make someone feel a little bit better. Now, another thing that you can do to make yourself feel really good or feel really confident is make yourself a checklist of little things that you can do to just kind of improve your area that you're in right now, your living space. Make a short list of, some tasks or a to-do list that you can just knock out right away. So little things like maybe wash your car, clean your room, make your bed, do your laundry, do some dishes, maybe check all of those emails that you've left unread, visit that gym that you signed up for and haven't been to yet since this whole quarantine ended, or maybe just sit around and take the time to just read a book, right? And that kind of leads me into the next tip, or the next, piece of advice that I'll give to you, which is basically just, try and learn something. If you're just sitting around like me and you just kind of indulge in watching YouTube videos, or maybe you watch TV and you watch reality TV shows, the news a lot, or just some sitcoms. We all know that one friend who always quotes Friends. But maybe just take a break from consuming pointless information like that, even though it doesn't feel pointless to us. It feels like it's entertaining for us and takes our mind off things. Really what that is just a distraction from whatever you're dealing with at the moment. And you probably want to, instead of distract yourself, learn how to just improve that moment. So one way I've found is to just sit down and maybe read a book for 5 minutes and try and see if you can learn something, or if you're going to read the news, see if you can find something that's going to uplift your spirits or maybe teach you something about the world. But that would be one of the things that I would recommend. Just try and learn something on a regular basis. And then another thing that I would recommend would be just to move regularly. Go for a workout, or just maybe go for a jog or stretch outside. But I would recommend moving for, preferably 45 minutes. But if all you can do is 5 or 10, then do that. It's better than nothing. And hopefully and preferably, try and exercise outside. Try and get out in the sun if you have the opportunity to. But between learning something new and moving around, I basically am just kind of recommending that you stay productive, because the times that I felt the worst about myself, or the times that I feel kind of unproductive, are the times that I start ruminating or digging back into my memory bank of tough memories or bad memories, or anxieties that I have. So if you are somebody that deals with things like that, then just try and stay productive instead of just consuming random thoughts or energy or ideas like that. Now, the last thing I'm going to recommend is just be thankful. Now, this is something that you hear about all the time, but it's something that's so difficult to, actually put into practice. And recently I was reading a book. It's titled Happiness 101, and it basically described happiness as an equation. And the way that it looks was, what you have divided by what you want equals your happiness. And so what it was trying to point out was the fact that, we don't always account for, the first number, which is what we have. We overlook that and we just make the second number, which is what we want, a bigger number. So what that would look like is not taking a full inventory or not taking full account of the things that you have, and then adding and just continuing to add to the growing list of what we want. And the best way to manage something like that, or an issue like that, is just kind of take a step back and take account for the things that we do have that we are thankful for. So instead of just considering your family, maybe break that down into each individual member, whether that's, a father, a mother, a sister, a brother, whoever you want to account for. You can kind of see just by doing that how the top number, or the first number, what you have, just starts to increase from 1 number to 4 or 5 numbers, just like that. And if you were to go through for everything that you're thankful for and start to break it down into individual things as opposed to a group, then what you have and what you're thankful for, what you're grateful for, becomes much, much larger, and you have a deeper understanding of what you actually value and what you actually love and what you're thankful for in this world. So I hope this video really helped you guys out with just kind of feeling good and being able to turn around a bad day if you are dealing with something like that. And if it did do that, if it did provide you a little bit of value that way, then please refer this to a friend, somebody that's, maybe going through some struggles, has been through some struggles, or just wants to push their life into a better direction. Thank you so much